This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The following will contain strong language, adult themes, and Mara. That's me. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, we saying it's now.
Hi guys, what's goody? It's Tammy.
Hey, it's your girl Mara, and this is the Not Too Much podcast. If you know,
You know.
So obviously, guys, I want to address the elephant in the room because we talked about it last episode, but not really. I know we've hopped on about it, but we actually have Beyonce tickets. We're seeing her. It's happening in concert form. Now I need to emphasize this.
Wait, before I
Am I
just
allowed?
want to say a special thank you
To who?
to my sister.
Oh, yeah.
Shout! Oh, let me not shout. Sorry.
Shout out to
Shout out to Now Sister, because I'm not gonna lie, she secured the bag.
not
You
once
guys
but twice.
fumbled. She on it like
that-
a car bonnet. And realistically, I'm not gonna lie, I'm employing her every time I want to see someone big.
Well, there you go. You got a job booked for you.
Mhm. She will be paid. Not this time though. We're broke.
I was looking at
I was with you. For
But,
so far.
yeah.
What?
I would like to emphasize we're seeing Beyonce in concert.
Gratitude. And also thank you to Beyonce for bringing this to Cardiff again. Listen, I was really struggling in the city,
Okay.
but I'm very grateful.
You know she's bouncing like.
I'm sorry.
Thanks for your dedication message to Beyonce. I'm sure she'll listen in. Anyway, I just have to really reckon with the fact that we're attending a concert together for the first time.
Not a festival.
How and that's what I was getting onto. Because not too long ago, we tried to be fun and quirky. And we tried to be festival girlies.
I
So
can't.
I'm about to open up the floor because
can't
what
go back.
happened?
I can't go back.
Oh.
I can't.
Do you know what's really ironic though? That was our first outing
Oh yeah, we're just the three of us.
as a trio.
Oh no, we went to Winter Wonderland.
To what?
We went to Winter Wonderland together.
Yeah, I went to Winter Wonderland. That's like our
But this was
anniversary,
intentional.
But this was like a very intentional. Like we as a three are going to this particular festival. We saw some things.
Oh my god!
We
Like I
felt
said,
some things.
the whole experience was just very raggedy. We got a hotel.
The hotel was the best thing.
Actually, yeah, I'm confusing it because we actually went to 2 hotels that summer.
The first hotel was amazing.
The
Yeah,
last
shut up.
one, we won't talk about it. But anyway, yeah.
I just would like to say, festivals are not for me. I should have learnt the first time. I've actually been to 2 festivals. I've been to a festival when I was 16, and I've
Okay.
been to a festival with you guys when I was 19. Clearly, I haven't learnt my lesson. In the real heat, the peak of summer as well. Listen, I can only describe it as the way that my hands were begging for water. It's not
No,
right.
It was. I felt like we were the lowest degraded forms of beings that day.
Should we provide some context?
Our
Okay.
human rights were violated.
Let's. So, actually, take it away. Happened in your city.
Oh no!
Nah, not too much though, because everyone wants to flock to my city when something happens. Yeah, yeah. So let's keep it.
I
up.
didn't say anything. It was her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying
Your
take
city
the
doesn't even have
floor.
Beyonce come into it, so let's talk about that. But back to
That was
No
so
comment.
evil.
No comment. No comment.
but back to the festival.
Mm.
Essentially, it was very hot. It was during the heat wave in summer. And when we got there, it was very packed. There were a lot of
Threats.
threats to our lives.
Period.
If can I say this?
Yeah.
Yes.
You asking me? Can I say
Say
Before
it.
we actually entered the actual venue
Oh
space,
my god.
I remember it was bad because the gates weren't opened and we were like little sardines packed in a tin can.
Mama.
No, seriously, people were threatening. No!
We can't do this on these. We cannot get out.
People were threatening to literally. I'm so sorry.
No, because okay, this is the setup, right? Tammy's in front of us because Tammy's trying to get in. Like Tammy's not playing.
she's
like,
about to
wants get
storm
in.
the crowd.
I'm
Right.
5'4" on a good day, 3 on an average day. Yeah, I will say.
Oh, she's admitted it. Okay.
So little old me trying to storm through the gates.
She wiggled her way through, but bearing in mind, me and Lau can't do that.
Right, so it's Tammy in front, me in the middle, Mara behind me, and we're all holding hands. Now, the individual next to Tammy, who was basically kind of pinning her down in a way.
He was holding me down.
Now, I heard him say, I'll back it out, I'll back it out.
She turned to me, I turned to her. I said, back what?
When I tell you, I've never grabbed someone.
She grabbed me from the back of my outfit. Bearing in mind, I paid money for this.
No, because I heard it loud and clear, but Tammy was still trying to push through.
No,
I said, you need to fall
because
back.
The thing
Fall
is with me,
back.
I tend to dissociate a lot and get a lot of tunnel vision. So I was not even, it was like a 10-second delay for me to realise what he said. By the time I had passed 0.1 milliseconds, now had already grabbed me, dragged me from the premises.
Personally, that's when I realised festivals aren't for me.
Yeah, it was a raggedy display. People were jumping over fences, skinning. I ain't seen this display since Carney. Usually that's when I see people obviously trying to break through. But I was like, because I had never been to this particular festival before. So this was a very new experience for me. And I just said, oh my God, it cannot be real. And it just got worse and worse. From then, the scams. I will never forget they tried to take my money and say, oh, if you bring this cup back to us, your next refill will be free. Remember when the sign said,
those stands?
Yeah.
I said, bro, you know you're not getting your cup back.
Yeah, the cup was dropped, especially when a certain artist came out. I mean, no,
No, because I don't think
near-death experience.
But I think I've only had experiences with a concert. I've only been to one
Yeah.
concert. It was the On The Run Tour 2 with Beyonce and Jay-Z. And it was orderly.
Yeah. Okay. So what aspects for you guys distinguish the difference between a concert and a festival then?
Organisation.
Okay.
But this is the thing.
I'm not saying that concerts are perfect.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It can get messy. It can get very dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm not even denying that. But there is a ticket system that is semi-organised. For concerts, it really is venue to venue.
Yeah. Festivals just seem born out of chaos.
Yeah.
And for me, it's scary because I've been to a mixture of concerts and festivals. Like I've been to like a couple of like rock concerts. I've been to like see most. I've done, I've been about and I've done like, the festival thing. But I definitely feel like with concerts, I was, at least for me, I felt like there was only a certain level that this could go. It was very much, okay, it could get out of control, but it could easily get sorted. The thing is, with a festival, it was such a wide ground and the security, the way you see it posted on TikTok, a lot of them are just there to see the artists themselves without paying the money. So it's really like, I didn't feel like people cared about my safety.
They didn't, but
like imagine a 6'6" boy fainting in front of you.
He dropped down and he took about a bunch of people around him out with him.
Blessings to him. I don't know if he'll ever hear this, but I hope he is okay.
But realistically, don't wear a hoodie. And it was like,
He wasn't wearing a hoodie.
No, he was wearing all black.
Yeah. The man that were wearing hoodies though, Lord help
Bro,
us.
I'm not. Can I be real? I really thought I was going to see God. In that moment when a particular artist came on and I heard bodies shaking and I really thought, this is it.
My feet lifted up, both feet off the ground at one point. I said, what?
And we lost Tammy at one point.
Yeah.
We nearly got split up as well.
Yeah.
The thing is, and the problem is, because they like to build hype, they forget we're building hype. They're now risking people's lives because they put a lot of these big artists at the end. And the thing is, for me, I feel like with concerts, when I pay money, I go to see who I'm paying for. With festivals, it's already a mixed bag. The people that I tend to want to see at a festival are usually the last.
True.
So I have to endure so much that by the end, and don't even get me started on summer festivals. My phone might as well not come with me. It dies.
Oh, that's a touchy subject for
We ain't
us.
speaking about. I left the hotel with 50% and less, and these left with 100%, and that's all we'll say on that. But speaking of, you only want to see specific artists. Okay, do you also believe that certain artists and certain environments go hand in hand? As in, some artists are festival artists.
Yeah.
But some, you
I
need to
know.
go to the concert.
Yeah.
Because realistically, it either makes the artist shine or
And I feel like there's
Dulls them
so
out.
much room for like administrative errors at a festival, yeah, like people running late, things all over the place, and especially if you've been waiting all day for them, that stuff just weighs on you. Realistically, the person that I came to primarily see at the festival with you guys, I want to do over that experience at a concert.
yeah.
I can't lie. That was it was just so much. But when I remember when the concert the festival ended and I looked at you guys in the face when we were walking, I was exhausted. We didn't speak. We actually walked in silence.
We did. I think that experience proved to me that some artists thrive in festivals. For example, Summer Walker. Realistically, she's a festival babe because she just sits, she stands and she sings.
Controversial.
She stands and she
opinions.
sings. She doesn't really have much of a performance aspect, but she has the vocals. I'm not gonna lie,
She has the
I'm not gonna
vocals.
go to a concert to see that type of artist. I'm gonna go to a concert to see Beyonce. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But
Even Rihanna, festival. I wouldn't realistically be like, let me go to a Rihanna concert
I would go to a Rihanna concert over a Rihanna
for
festival.
nostalgia.
Personally,
But still.
I think for me, I would go to a concert of any of those people. I wouldn't want to see them in a festival.
I just
And
don't, yeah.
I say this because I like to know the evolution of an artist.
Yes.
I like to understand why they've done a set list and
Yes.
the way they've done. I like to watch previous performances
Yes.
and kind of get to know them. Realistically, if I'm paying money, I want to see the person I want to see.
Exactly.
I don't want to
Not a
see
pick and
other
mix.
people.
It was a pick and mix.
And the thing is also, I think for me personally, with concerts, it's also about the environment that we've curated as well. The people who are there for that particular artist. It's very intentional. And I also think when you've reached a certain level of success in your career, I can't lie, this is not to dismiss people who do festivals, but I think when you've reached a level of success in your career, I just think you're going to be doing concerts, really.
That's true.
And also, if it is a festival, at a time it's like a Coachella, it's like a big thing. And not to say that because the festival we didn't go to is not renowned in a way, but it was chaos upon chaos, people. I was reaching for Walker to like a scene out of The Walking Dead. I had lost so much that day. Even the way I came to that event, I was so mad. Makeup was beat, outfit on. I was fit for a nice summer race. Even the videos that we took that I see on Mara's phone to this day, I look so angry in them.
I was not okay. The thing is, I think I had such a different experience to you guys because the artist we came to see, I can't say that I'm the biggest fan of her. I appreciated her work, and I like some of her songs. But I remember thinking, if it wasn't for these two, I would have left.
her.
Yeah. I don't know how we would have gotten out of that big crowd.
I would have found it might have been safer
to get
to
out
leave
earlier
than the way we did.
Yeah.
because we left at the end with all the Rugrats. No, I'm so sorry.
But I don't want to dwell on. I would say this is just a very big learning curve for me. What I will say is that period did provide us with a lot of memories. We can definitely
not Nels.
No, the thing is, yeah, on a lighter note about all of this, though we suffered and we did suffer, I think this also strengthened our friendship. I think struggles and trials and tribulations strengthen our
trauma. We trauma bonded.
Side note: if it wasn't for this festival, I would have never had the opportunity to come to you guys about the podcast.
Oh yeah, because no one's really heard the origin story like that.
No.
But it was in this time period.
That
It
weekend.
was that weekend
It was
of
that
this
weekend.
festival.
So as well as I am traumatized by that weekend, I am thankful for that weekend in the same breath.
But we are never going.
Never doing that again. It's concerts from here on in, people.
Unless you want to sponsor us.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Cheeky little-
now look at them jumping up at that opportunity.
Oh, so you don't want to go out?
Oh, I'm going. On that note, we've established we ain't going to a festival again.
No, I'm a concert babe. I feel like festivals are for a particular time in your life.
If we do end up going to a festival, don't ignore this.
Not too much.
Yeah, sorry, this didn't happen.
No, if we do end up there, it's probably
we're not going to a festival unless you pay us. So
it's on a paid thing.
At ntmpodcast@gmail.com. Anyway. Hey guys, it's a new year and a new season, and it's going to be a new me with these promotional breaks. So I would be very, very appreciative if you could head over to our Instagram at the NTM Pod, where we be serving you face and artistic aesthetics, as well as our TikTok at the NTM Podcast, where we're feeding you a little bit of our wayward selves each week. You already know the drill, but you can catch the latest episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. And if you want to leave a little 5-star review on Apple, that would be appreciated too. Whew, being nice is hard. On with the show. So guys, I think after that, we have learned a very important lesson. We tried the whole festival thing, but we're concert girlies. We tried to veer off. And realistically, what should we have done? Stay in our own lane. So I have a message to bring to the people.
Oh.
Because we went through suffering, okay, at the expense of our own selves.
Why are you looking at me?
No, we did.
She's giving
at the expense of our own selves by trying not to stay in our lane. And now I have an issue because I'm now experiencing suffering because other people don't want to stay in their own lanes. So now what? What's going on? So guys, what I want to say is, do you agree with me? Because I think people should stay in their own lanes. But there's an issue that comes with it. Mm-hmm. But I will bring that up once we get around. Because I want to hear everyone else's opinions. Because I feel victimized. Okay? Because I can take responsibility for my own actions where I try to stay out of my lane and go off down the road. But now, now I'm experiencing it through other people and have an issue. What now? Are we on the same page?
I'm literally just staring at something.
It's hard, man. Like, I want to say, listen, I share your frustration. I do agree that there needs to be a level of staying in your lane, but I can't lie. I also am the same person who will get mad at people for suppressing themselves and not just experimenting. So I feel like I'd be a hypocrite to just stay on the one side. I'm kind of sitting on the fence a little bit, can't I?
I think for me, when I think about staying in your own lane, it doesn't necessarily mean doing one thing. I think in a lane, there's your purpose. There's things that you should explore and try and fail at and succeed at, etc. Your lane has a multitude of different things.
Yes.
What happens is when you don't stay in your lane and you try to co-opt something that isn't for you, and you try and force and bend it and construct it, that's when I think it gets
Not the stomach.
Your stomach wants to say something.
My stomach was wanting to speak. However, it starts to cause issues because it's like, okay, but this isn't your lane. And therefore, who are you blocking?
Yes.
By being in that lane.
Because my issue when I was considering proposing this question to you all is, are we kind of destroying people's creativity by telling them to stay in their own lane? Realistically, we are creative souls, okay?
Yeah.
If we stayed in our own lane, would we be stifling ourselves? Would we stifling our growth? It's a really tricky line to navigate because on one hand, I want to be like, stop trying to be the jack of all trades, guys, because it's not working. Why are we oversaturating markets that you don't even belong in, let alone thrive in?
Ooh. Okay. It's something. I think...
But would you say that people, the way for them to know that a particular lane is theirs or right for them is through, you know, like you said, like failing at other lanes so that they know that this is the one they're meant to stay in?
Yeah, I just think don't be destructive.
Okay.
when you change lanes. And by destructive, I mean don't try your best not to destruct other people's processes. Like, for example, right? We do a podcast, right? And we all have different we all have different functions within the podcast, right? For example, like I edit Tammy's graphics, Mara's social media. I know social media is not my lane. Graphics is not my lane. Realistically, I can try it both, right? And I can experiment and try and figure out what I'm good at and whatnot. But ultimately, I have to be cautious not to disrupt your process. And do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's good the way you put it into it.
So it's not, by staying in your lane, it's not sticking to one thing. It's just making sure that you're aware of your actions and the impact it can have on others and yourself.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think, in a way, there's nothing wrong with developing a multitude of skills, crafts, niches. When I say stay in your own lane, I'm not just being shady. I am a bit. But at the same time, I'm not being like, oh, just stick to one thing. Because I'm a person that does not just stick to one thing. I kind of bounce around. And I like to go off and do my own things. That's completely fine. But then I draw the line because I'm considering, are people really creatives or opportunists?
Oh, okay.
Now that
We've got to talk about that
is a question because, okay, I see now how, I guess, because I've always understood how, destructing and obstructing other people's lanes and kind of doing those things can be problematic. But the way you've just phrased it now, because there are some people who are really just trying to climb the ladder, really.
If we're gonna be real, when something's not for you.
Yeah.
But you see value in how that could enhance your life.
Money.
So you force it. Sometimes it's not money, sometimes it's influence.
True, because influence is our currency nowadays, to be fair.
They treat clout like currency.
Period.
It's techie. Because you have to understand the motivations behind exploring some things. And if you're not coming from a good place, or at least a logical place.
Logical.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. You know what really highlighted this for me? I don't know if anyone was really into the beauty community on YouTube back in the day. Okay. But
flash to our past.
When Riri came out with her Fenty and her shades and her inclusivity, suddenly everybody wanted to do a makeup brand. Why does Lady Gaga? Sorry. Why does Lady Gaga have a makeup brand?
What?
Does she?
House Labs.
House Labs.
Is that hers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Does it make sense?
But then you have people who saw that, takes Selena Gomez with Rare Beauty and actually took that and cultivated it. It really, as you said, are you trying to become an opportunist?
Yeah. Not just even makeup, I would say. Okay, if we're going on this, people who have already established themselves in the beauty community, that is their lane. But they see that there's profitability in, creating hair pieces and doing that and branching off into other ones. And we know what I'm talking about, like people that might have beauty products and skincare products. And then they're just like, oh yeah, let's add a hairline to this, but it's not really your lane. It's not really true to you. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
And
Mouth it.
But anyway, my whole thing is
She gave a very
She's
vague
not gonna know.
I'll explain to you after. But my whole thing is that I feel like that plays into the opportunist thing. You really just want to increase your brand, increase your influence. And the whole thing is, when it's not for you, the lane is not for you, in my head, that's not logical because that's going to just harm your brand.
I think, yeah. Listen, I do want to say there's nothing wrong with wanting that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to increase brand awareness, increase profitability, etc. That's stuff that we want to do. However, my issue comes from when you try it and you fail. And not just failing, there is no real outcome that will benefit to you or the people around you.
I think the common message here is don't force it.
Yeah, because everyone wants to be innovative. Innovative?
Yeah.
Yeah, innovative. So then, because of that, they try and force it. But we need to talk about the relationship between innovativeness. That's really hard for me to say.
Innovation.
Innovative. Okay, I'm gonna say what, and then you fill in the blank, and then I'll carry on. So, so the relationship between
Innovation.
and shameless.
It's almost like I'm a ghost. That's what I've been saying. Like this last.
She has been saying it.
Okay, innovation and shameless individuals is too much for me.
Ooh.
Innovation and shameless.
Oh my
individuals.
god! Sorry.
Sorry, what? I'm scared.
She said, "Oh my god."
I said, "Oh my god."
With
I was trying to say I was watching a documentary recently, and it mentioned. Why's my voice shaking so much?
You're really excited. That's why.
Yeah, I was watching a documentary recently, and it mentioned that a lot of people don't know the difference between shame and fame.
Oh.
I didn't think I was going to get to use this, so I'm so gassed that I get to use this. But yeah.
Go on, tell me. Tell them to the people.
But yeah, and it just set off sparks in my brain. I was really like, people confuse the two. Because they ultimately think, it's almost like this whole thing of, oh yeah, but better press is still press type of energy. Like, people are like, well, because it just brings me fame as a result. No, honey. Sometimes it's just pure shame.
Oh. Damn. No, because sometimes it's true. We're not laughing with you. I'm laughing at you.
Yeah,
I'm
bah.
laughing at every aspect of your
bah.
being. Realistically, I'm looking you up and down and thinking, lol.
Walala papi.
But okay, I do want to say though, if we take ourselves out of the equation,
Yes.
Lanes are subjective. They're
They
not objective.
No binaries here.
No binaries. I don't believe in them.
Hashtag.
Hashtag no binaries.
No, but on a real level, right? Because of that, I do want to make the disclaimer that there is no right and wrong. Like, for example, a lot of people might be saying that with us, we need to stay in our lane and stop certain things.
Ooh.
Do you know what I mean? Let's be so real right now.
Yeah.
So it honestly comes down to the person and how delusional you are.
Oh, delusion plays a part.
And on a real level, we will never know. It takes people around you to actually tell you.
Hold on. You two would tell me if I'm being delusional, right?
We do all the time.
We do.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
It's a regular occurrence.
It's not a regular occurrence.
It is.
Don't spread misinformation. But honestly, what I was just trying to say is that I feel like that's what you said is true now, in the sense that I feel like we've got to just realise, listen, even with this podcast, someone could come to us and be like, girl, you're not
People
your
have. People have.
Who
People
have
Yeah.
names, numbers, locations.
I really can't, but look, okay, if we're going to lay it out on the table, we've had some very interesting reactions to this podcast.
Yes, we have.
Interesting in quotation marks.
People aren't vibing with it, right? And I think, honestly, maybe in their minds, we need to stay in our lanes.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a tough thing to maneuver.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, the only way you can battle this is to have a strong sense of self and to have strong people around you to set you straight.
No yes man here.
Yeah.
Even
Keep up the
It's the Harriet Tubman fist.
freedom!
because I feel like even between us, I think we have a very interesting dynamic is where we do like to burst each other's bubbles sometimes. Actually,
Some people like to do it for fun.
Oh, me, yeah, but usually it's never that serious. In my opinion.
To you.
No, but I think we do kind of bring ourselves, we attempt to bring each other down to earth. I don't know if it works.
Why did she look at me?
Because she's the most delusional out of all of us.
Yeah, she is. Thank you, Mara. Thank you.
Listen, there's not...
No,
that much
you
breakout.
are underneath. Right.
I feel personally attacked.
Everyone's getting it per episode.
Period.
But okay, the thing is, I don't think I'm that delusional, but that's a side note. Moving on.
But
Okay.
I feel like in here, I think we've got the nice balance between, at least for me, I might be biased, but
No kidding.
if I am biased, I'll sue me. I don't care. Really don't actually.
Don't.
No, man.
Don't.
She's pointing at the mic so viscerally. Don't.
Lord help us all. But we have the balance between not destroying each other's creativity, but being realistic with one another. And being clear. Like, I asked Nell today, I said, girl, what do you think about this for the podcast, in terms of, like, I'm in charge of graphics and what was going to go up on our social media? She's like, realistically, it doesn't matter. She was dead ass to me. Realistically, it doesn't matter. She was like, talk tomorrow. And I was like, at first I was like, but I understood, because I was like, she was like, this is a boundary that I shall not cross. As in, this is something that ultimately the best results you're going to garner are going to be, the best feedback you're going to garner is from Mara, because that's relating to her aspect of the podcast, her lane. And so it's like making sure that, listen, you ain't trying to hurt anybody's feelings by telling someone to stay in their lane. It's actually sometimes you want them to even thrive even more.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is what I hope she was trying to do.
Well, I was.
She
Because
was.
in that instance, me saying anything would actually have no value. I needed to stay in my lane. Because ultimately, feedback from that would need to come from Mara.
Yeah.
Because Mara is the one who knows where that's going to go.
Yeah.
So, it's relational.
So how can we go about not perpetuating a damaging rhetoric with this? Are we just gonna have to, like, do 50 million disclaimers and be like, it's subjective, or, like, is there, like, a way, or is it just gonna be down to the individual? And
There's no
realistically,
way,
what
in
they
my
can take?
opinion.
Every single one of our topic twos
I think
is subjective.
the general theme here is, it is open to your own interpretation. We are not here to give you any answers at all.
We are two 20-year-olds and a 19-year-old.
I thought you were about to say 2 of us. I said
She
there's 3.
keeps saying this.
Until you
20-year-olds
turn
and a
20, you shall
Would
remain 19.
Do you want me to call you 20? Like, what would you want?
You fighting it with a stick.
No, because I feel like I'm being belittled.
Why?
By your real age. Jesus.
Do you want me to say
Jesus.
3 20-year-olds?
Well, I'm not 20 though.
So, that's exactly what she just said.
Why can't we say 3 adults?
Yeah, it's true though. You could have said that though.
No, because the reason why I said
We're
that,
not
the
adults.
reason why I said 2 20-year-olds and a 19-year-old is because we're young. We're kids. Like, realistically,
Yeah,
if we
true.
talk about the greatness of life, I didn't know what to say there. But if we talk about life, we are actually children.
Yeah.
And so everything we say, take with 2 kg of salt.
2 kg.
Maybe 5. You know what?
All you man that are lifting 10 kg at the gym, take that.
You know what? Your body weight in salt.
Ah,
Because
damn. That's unhealthy.
well, sus. They've got
Ah,
their balance somewhere.
Sorry, I actually threw you off. Go back to what you were saying.
No, because the thing is, in the same way that we are talking about staying in our lanes, we are gonna look back on this and most episodes and be like, we should have stayed in our lanes.
Yeah, we should have shut the hell up. But that's all the fun of it. I think it's fun. Because realistically, I know it's all serious and that, but sometimes I'm just being shady. Guys, flourish. Don't stay in your lanes too tough. You know, explore. Because realistically, then what am I gonna have?
Can we rewind back to the beginning of this topic and the vim this girl came with and how frustrated she
guys,
was?
I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I need to
Lie,
get rid of
lie.
this.
Do you know what this reminds me of? We actually talked about like the different roles we have
Yeah.
and like how like Mara is offensive yet
unaware. Now is respectful yet shady, and I am mean yet sensitive.
I didn't understand the offensive but unaware. Because
Of course you didn't. You unaware.
Sorry,
Because
you
I
were
don't-
sensitive because she couldn't take that.
Yeah. Oh.
If that got thrown back in,
And
the
you're
wicked.
being shady, but your tone is very respectful. I'ma come at you 3 times.
Seriously, because let me break it down real quick before we wrap this up. But Tammy, she likes to tussle with people, but realistically, she can't take the tussle. She'll start with me every single day. Actually, every single day of my life, since I met this girl, she starts with me. But when I say something, all of a sudden I see a pouty lip
quivering.
quivering.
You added the quivering. My lips stay strong.
No, they
Not all the
don't.
time. A pouty lip coming towards me, asking for a hug. Okay. And then
Mara.
and then
See, she can't take it.
then we have now she says the most disrespectful
She's the
stuff.
shadiest out of all three of us.
Get that disrespectful bitch out of here. She's so disrespectful, but she has such a nice voice. It's covered up.
I don't really understand what you
No,
mean
because
saying.
if me and Tammy said some of the stuff you said, we'd actually get beat up. This is why. This is
Wait,
why.
hold on now. Let's not say too much.
Not too much now.
Because I could get in some real trouble here.
If me and Tammy said it in our tones, because I feel like we have a lot of bass,
Dum dum.
and then now she's just she has such a lovely voice. It sounds so nice.
You don't like my voice?
No, you have a lovely voice too.
I wish I had a voice like Tammy's.
Why would you want a voice like
It's
mine?
husky.
It's got a little...
It's got a little rasp. I feel like you sound like a bit like Beyonce.
No, I don't.
You know how Beyonce's now developed that little.
That little Texan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I love? You know the thing of I love dinner with the rich.
Oh
I love
yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
Rich.
That's
Yes.
that's your voice. That's your voice. That's
No,
your
but
voice.
you like it now. How do you think I felt when I was younger? Moving from primary school to secondary school, those kids used to roast me. Obviously, I had a lot of respect and love in school, but the thing is,
Did
like,
she, though?
Oh jeez!
no,
Oh
I
my
didn't mean it
gosh!
that way.
Oh
I
my
didn't
gosh!
mean
Oh
it
my
that
gosh!
way. I didn't mean it.
No,
we
there's something to unpack later on in life. But no, I feel like my whole thing is because, like, if there's certain conventions that people used to just subscribe to, and deeper voices wasn't one of them. So
Okay. Anyway, see what I mean by shady.
you know what I mean?
Anyway,
It's a little
It's just-
drop.
what are we talking? Stay in your lane or don't. At this point, either you stay in your lane and you thrive, or you don't stay in your lane. You may thrive, you may fail. Either way, we get entertainment. Okay?
And I want to say something else before we close.
What?
You might find that you might be offensive or unaware. You might be mean yet sensitive, or you might be respectful and shady. Oh, we should do a quiz.
And that's okay. Okay.
Who are you in NTM?
Yeah. Wait. Look out.
Look out for on Instagram at the NTM Pod.
Okay, people, I've been Nell.
I've been Tammy.
I've been Mara, and we've been the Not Too Much podcast. If you didn't know before,
You know now.
La 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 la.
Wait, have we done the outro? Come on, huh? One and all.
I love dealing with the rich. I love dealing with the rich. I love dealing with
One,
the
two,
rich.
my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard in the night.
I love dealing with the rich.
You're the light.
I
It's
love
better
dealing with
than
the
yours to
rich.
teach you.
I love
Milkshake brings all the boys to the yard in the night.
I love dealing with the rich. 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 Rich. Can you hear me, God? If I was a rich girl. Can you hear me, God? Hey, hey. Can you hear me? Hey, hey, hey. Who? Hear me?
If I was a rich girl,
Hear me? Hear me? Hear me?
well, I'd have all the money in the world if I wasn't rich. Dum 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 dum. Say my name, say my name.
If no one is
Around you, say baby I
love you.
Say my name, say my name.
You acting kinda
Shady.
shady and calling me baby. Why the sudden change?
Say my name when no one is around you. Say baby I love you if you ain't running then. Say my name, you acting kinda shady and calling me
Baby,
why the sudden
change.